Welcome to episode 3 of Wibbly Wobbly Geeky Weekly. My name is Joe.
And I'm Dave, and I love Twilight! Wait, no, that's wrong.
You know, if you weren't bald, I'd rip your hair out for that. So what's going on, dude?
Not too much. Just chilling out. Enjoying the snow we got this past week.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Next time we have it, you can come over and shovel my driveway.
Mine's worse. Shut up.
Hey, just because you gotta go uphill, I don't want to hear it. So what have you been up to the last few days? I've been kind of out of touch.
Not too much. Got to see my niece and hang out with her for a couple of days.
Oh, very cool. How's she doing?
She is as wild as ever.
Ah, okay.
I'm 5 years old, so...
Yeah, she should be starting school soon, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Have you watched anything on television the last couple of days that have been any good?
I've been watching MacGyver on Netflix.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Me and my fiance just finished watching Ted.
Yes, I've heard.
And yeah, for anybody who hasn't seen it, go see it. It can be kind of raunchy, but at the same time, it's very cute. It's very sweet. If you enjoyed the American Pie movies, you're definitely going to enjoy Ted.
So I'm going to hate it.
Yeah, but you're weird.
I hated the American Pie movies.
No fun. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into the news. Dave will give you the first story.
Oh, I will?
Yes.
Alrighty then. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, shoot. I lost my notes for a second. Bear with me, folks.
I will fill time.
Yes, you do the first story while I...
Oh, okay. My first story is going to be about a show that was on in the early 90s, rather. If the name Laura Palmer rings a bell, then you know about Twin Peaks. What I'm really happy about is that right now David Lynch is in conversations with NBC to bring the show back for a season 3. For anybody who remembers the cliffhanger, I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, because people are always discovering this series. So I don't want to spoil what the cliffhanger to season 2 was. The way it ended, you could easily pick up years later and still continue that show. I was one of the ones that the second this show came on, I was watching it every week and was so disappointed when it went away. So I don't know if you've ever seen Twin Peaks or if you even know about it.
Nope, but I saw Dual Spires on Psych.
Yeah, they had a lot of the cast from Twin Peaks on there, which was just awesome. I think that might be because of the reception that got. I think that might be what sparked the possible interest in a season 3. Now, if they were to come out with a season 3, would you be willing to go back and maybe try and watch a few episodes and see if it would be anything that you'd be interested in?
I honestly don't know myself, so...
If for nothing else, then creepy backward talking midget dream sequence.
The what?
I'm not making this up. I'm really not. FBI agent who I wish I could remember the names of the characters right now. But anytime he would dream, it was shot completely in reverse and then played forward. So you had reverse talking midget.
Okay.
Creepy as all hell, but completely awesome. But yeah, my only worry is that it may have been gone for too long. A a lot of people may not remember the series. That's the only thing that kind of frightens me about the whole scenario. But then again, you look at something like Doctor Who. Look how long that was gone for, and came back and actually did better than what it does now, or what it did then. So, and speaking of which, we'll be talking about other shows that are coming up later this year, and some of them are shows that are coming back after a long time.
Shows, movie adaptations into TV shows.
Yes.
Possibly.
And that's really all I've got to say about that one. This is just something I just literally learned about a couple of hours ago, so I've got to do more research to see what's going on with it. But I think it's a nice little gift to find out that they're even trying to bring it back. And have you found your notes, sir?
I have found my first story, yes.
Go for it.
Well, let's just hope that those few $1 billion that George Lucas got for selling Star Wars bought a nice expensive ring for his new fiancée, Miss Melody Hobson, the DreamWorks animation chairman. He has just, reportedly gotten engaged. So she's 43 and he's 68. So that better be a big ass rock.
I'm sure it was.
That has got, it's got to be a few $1 billion worth of diamonds.
Oh, very sure on that. Well, hopefully they have a good life together. Congratulations to them both.
Well, at least now he's got time for her, and he won't have to hide all of his assets, from Star Wars from her.
Yeah, there you go. Prenup? What prenup? There is no prenup. Only Zool. Jesus.
The sad is we both knew that was coming.
Yeah, that is kind of pathetic on both of our parts. And hey, you know how you lost your notes? My turn. You go ahead and take the next story.
Well, all right. We got Haley Atwell does not want or won't be back for the Captain America Winter Soldier. Also joining that is Hugo Weaving. He does not want anything, I don't believe, to do with being the Red Skull again.
Right. Well, it's from what I read, he we'll get to her in a minute, but with Hugo Weaving, he pretty much doesn't believe there's anything left that he can do with the character, and he doesn't want to ruin the character. So he's like, there's really no point in coming back. Plus, he doesn't feel that it's worth bringing the character back.
Oh, come on, he could be a neo-Nazi living in the South.
Hey, they could make him Italian like they did in the '90s movie. Now, here's the thing, though. Look what they did with Natalie Portman. She didn't want to come back. They forced her to fulfill that clause in the contract to play Jane Foster in Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too excited about that, because if you're forcing somebody to do it, that's not a good thing. But yeah, as for I'm sorry, you just said her name and it just shot out of my head. I apologize. Haley Atwell. As for her not coming back, okay, that's not such a big thing, unless they were planning on doing like maybe a flashback or two,
mm-hmm.
or have her as an old woman makeup rather. There really wasn't going to be a big part for her. So you could still have the character, you could just have an older actress play her.
Yeah.
If she's even alive at this point.
I can see that, yeah. Trouble, like I said, it wouldn't be her. You can get an older person, and it doesn't have to be her.
Exactly. But now that just kind of means they could go along with the Sharon Carter storyline.
You lost me there. I'm not up to date with Captain America at all.
Oh, well, Sharon Carter is now the character that Miss Atwell played. That was Peggy. Sharon Carter is Peggy's niece.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they had actually gotten together for a while in the books. I don't know if they're still together or not. It's been a while since I've read Captain America. But yeah, they had a thing going because, of course, how much she reminded him when they first met, how much she reminded him of Peggy, and it just kind of goes from there. So,
Find your notes yet? Because I got a couple of stories here still.
now, my other story was going to be about Billy Piper.
Nom nom nom.
Well, they're talking about who may be coming back, who is coming back, who's not for the 50th anniversary.
No,
Matt
Piper's dead.
Matt Smith on a few occasions has said that he would love to have her come back. The producers and executives behind the story haven't approached her. So as far as she's concerned, at this point, she's pretty much done.
Good. You know what?
Opinion,
Her character is a whiny little... Ugh.
I didn't hate Rose like a lot of people. I was glad to see her leave. My problem is that even when she left, she didn't really leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she came back for the 4th season.
Right, and they kept doing as they would say on Bigger on the Inside, the special little snowflake.
Now, I would love to see Martha and Mickey come back. You know, a new married couple besides Amy and Rory.
Yeah, I could see that. I'd like to see them come back. I wouldn't have a problem with Rose coming back as long as it wasn't, we're building up to it being not Amy, I'm sorry, to Rose saves the world again. Rose is suddenly the most important person in the universe again.
Wait till she finds out he's married.
Yeah, really. Yeah, she never met River. But then again, she's got her doctor now, so, you know.
Yeah, but he is only human.
But, yeah, no, as for that, like I said, I wouldn't have cried if she came back, but at the same time, you know what? I'm really not going to miss her if she doesn't show up. And that's nothing against Billy Piper. She's an excellent actress. She has proved herself many times over.
Yes, especially being a slut on Call Girl.
Well, why not? She slept with the 11th Doctor in that. Before he was the 11th Doctor.
So she still got her doctor.
So she's done scenes with all of the current Doctors. Just not necessarily in Doctor Who.
I'd love to see those videos.
All right. You said you had another story for us?
I've actually got a couple. First one being Warner Brothers has settled a suit with the producers of Smallville. It was $100 million in damages. There weren't any real specifics, but it doesn't. It says here on IMDb that the doesn't mean the suit is over. Co-creators are still pursuing a lawsuit against WB, although WB is trying to settle, or Warner Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, well, what happened is it turns out, from everything I've heard, Warner Brothers was making all of this money. The guys who created the show were supposed to get a certain amount. Warner Brothers went, we're not quite making that much. And then they found out they were, and the creators found out they were, and were very, very upset by this, which I don't blame them. So, you know, all these movie companies do try to pull this crap, where it's like, yeah, we're not making what we thought we were going to make, except over here and over here and over here, you know?
Yeah.
But, well, hopefully the case gets settled, and they'll be able to just move on, and we can just take Smallville for what it was. For me, an enjoyable television show. Don't have everything darkening it anymore, you know?
Yeah. I liked Smallville. I took it as an alternate universe version of Superman.
Well, you had to, otherwise you were going to rip all your hair out.
Oh, wait. I'm bald already.
Yeah, I was going to say, no pun intended. So, do you have any? Because that's it for me with stories this week.
Well, this isn't really sci-fi. Of course, you know, Jack Klugman died this past week.
Yes.
Looking at a story that was posted a few hours ago about Martin Lawrence teaming up with Kelsey Grammer for an Odd Couple-like comedy series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan myself of Tony Randall and Jack Klugman as the Odd Couple. I was more of a Jack Lemmon, and, you know, I was partial to the originals.
Now, see, I liked the movies. And by movies, a lot of people have actually forgotten there was an Odd Couple, too.
Yes, that one was funny, too.
Or you can call it Odd Couple 4, because you got Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. They were pretty much like the same characters.
Oh, don't forget Out to Sea.
Yeah, that too. But actually, I had discovered the television series before I saw the movie, and I loved them both. I always enjoyed the television series just as much as the movie. So, but you know, I just don't like Martin Lawrence.
You know what? He has his moments. One of my favorite movies he was in was Blue Streak. I liked him in Blue Streak, where he played the jewel thief, you know, posing as a cop.
Never saw it.
It was really funny.
Well, maybe I'll check it out at some point.
And I did like the Bad Boys movies.
You know what? I did like the first one. The second one, not so much. And I have to give him credit. When it first aired, the first couple of seasons of the Martin Lawrence show, some of that was pretty funny. But really, the last few years, he's got nothing in my book.
Well, right, yeah, good point. He hasn't really had anything. He's probably
Big Mama
out again.
Big Mama 2 and Big Mama 3. Can we stop with the dude in the fat suit? You and Eddie Murphy both. Knock it off.
Oh, nasty. I just thought of some horrible things.
We'll not go there. Hey everybody, Joe here. Sadly, due to lack of internet, as in our internet provider Cox has been having problems. I frankly don't know what's going on. We've been trying to get a hold of them for about 6 months to get this fixed, and so far, no luck. If anything, since the last time they've been here, everything has been running slower. So every time me and Dave try to record, our calls not just drop from Skype, my whole internet crashes. It's a fun deal. So I just wanted to apologize for the shortened episode. We were going to be going over a list of, from Riff Tracks, a list of the top 10 worst films of 2012 as voted on by fans, as well as a top 25 worst films of all time, again, as voted for by fans. It's actually a pretty funny list. I don't necessarily agree with everything on there. Some I do, some I don't. But it's fun. Go to rifftracks.com and take a look at it. Hopefully next week we will be able to do what we wanted to do, which was go over some of the shows that are coming up for 2013, some of the new sci-fi geek-oriented shows, as well as some of the movies. Like we were obviously going to take a look at Iron Man 3. I wanted to talk about the new Dragon Ball Z movie, so on and so forth. So again, my apologies for such a short episode. We are trying desperately to get this situation fixed, because right now I don't have a rig or any real way that we can actually record in the same room. we'd still be doing it on two separate computers. We just don't have a way to do it all at the same time. So, everybody, Happy New Year, in case we didn't say this at the beginning. Hope it was safe. Hope everyone's okay. Hope you all had a good time. And we will see you next week with episode 4.